Hello everyone, it's time for Good Week Israel, where we'll give you ILTV's positive highlights of the week. So get ready to smile because coming up, 2 movie trailers have just dropped that will get you beyond excited for 2020. An Israeli startup is making blood tests quicker and easier. And did you know there's a monkey forest located in the Lower Galilee region? Yalla, let's get started. A historical center in Tel Aviv is now catching the eyes of real estate investors, but not for the reasons you might suspect. I got the scoop on what's really going on. Gucci, Dolce & Gabbana, and Furla. These are just some of the luxury brands that line Kikar Medina, the largest and most historical plaza in Tel Aviv. For decades, this neighborhood has been the epicenter of the rich and the famous, the center of Israel's high fashion, and where you come if you want to see and be seen. It's always been difficult to find real estate in this prime location, but now this area is becoming even more sought after.
Many real estate agents say that Kikar Medina is the best place to invest in because it's the best access to every part of the country.
Right now, Israel has invested in the largest infrastructure project in its history, the creation of a massive network of railway and light rail lines that will connect every part of Tel Aviv and the cities surrounding it. And one of its main stops is in the Kikar Medina neighborhood, which is why the Clay 18 project by the Israeli company City People is one of the best luxury investments to be made in Tel Aviv.
When a client comes to me and say, where is the best place to invest in Tel Aviv? I always say, transportation is the key. Because if you don't have access to the main roads and you have an amazing apartment, it can take you a lot of time to take out of the city. And if you buy an apartment, for example, in Kikar Medina, it's only 5 minutes to get out of the city.
This 24-apartment luxury building offers homes with a range of 2 to 5 rooms and private parking. Every boutique home is just steps away from Kikar Medina's pastoral parks and gardens, high-end restaurants, and top theaters. But best of all, Clay 18 is just minutes away from the Ayalon Highway, the Savidol train station, and a soon-to-be-built light rail stop that offers direct access to the rest of Tel Aviv.
Kikar Medina is actually more than just the epicenter of luxury of Tel Aviv. And lately we see in the last few years a lot of families with children move from the heart of Tel Aviv to Kikar Medina because it's more comfortable and it's actually the best place to invest in Tel Aviv.
These Clay 18 apartments are selling fast. So for more information about the remaining properties, go to www.iltv.com. Women have taken the superhero movie scene by storm this year. 2 of these superheroines just happen to be Jewish and Israeli. Well, the trailers are out and the movie lovers can now begin their countdowns for the release of the Black Widow movie and, of course, the Wonder Woman sequel 1984. I got all the details. Highly acclaimed actress Scarlett Johansson, who was actually named the highest paid actress of 2018, is now starring in Black Widow the movie as Black Widow, aka Natasha Romanoff.
I used to have nothing. And then I got this job. This family. But nothing lasts forever.
Originally, the character of Black Widow first appears in the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Iron Man 2 film and has since appeared in 4 Avengers films. And her character was apparently trained by the KGB as a young girl who became an expert assassin known as the Black Widow. The movie is set to be released in May. Then, speaking of women-led superhero movies, our very own Gal Gadot posted a short teaser of her upcoming film Wonder Woman 1984. And she has fans waiting in high anticipation for the DC Comics film, due to be released in June 2020. Also, the full trailer is set to be released later today, but the teaser itself got over 3 million views in just the first 2 hours of posting.
The world needs you.
so we're sure people are excited. Godot's first Wonder Woman film was actually the highest-grossing movie of the 2017 summer, with $412 million in the US alone. 2019 has been a great year for the Israeli actress in general, though, as she's set to star alongside Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Ryan Reynolds in The Red Notice, which is supposedly the biggest feature film Netflix has yet to create. Godot also founded a production company earlier this year alongside her producer husband Yaron Valsano, called Pilot Wave. So again, there's so much to look forward to, film and TV-wise, for the upcoming new year. And these trailers are just the start. What usually takes anywhere between a few days and a few weeks can now take just more than a few minutes, all thanks to an Israeli startup. What is it? A blood test called Olo.
10 minutes. That's about how long it takes to make a cup of coffee, to unload the dishwasher, and to vacuum your living room. But now that's also how long it will take for you to undergo a blood test and get the results, all thanks to an Israeli startup called Site Diagnostics. Just 2 drops of blood is enough to get results from their device called Olo, and now the US Food and Drug Administration, or the FDA, is giving it the go-ahead. Site Diagnostics started working on algorithms to detect malaria 5 years ago, and then used a similar solution to make blood tests that show a person's overall health and also detect leukemia. And apart from saving lives, the device could help bring down the cost for blood tests at labs, which currently require humans to man the devices. Olo digitizes blood samples removed from the finger or from a vein, and then creates images that are interpreted by a computer algorithm. The process takes less than 10 minutes. The recent clearance gives the company the opportunity to work with Quest Diagnostics and Laboratory Corps of America Holdings, which are 2 of the biggest lab processing companies in the United States. And soon enough, you may be seeing Olo devices on every doctor's desk.
All right, put down the salad fork because it might be traumatizing to the lettuce. A new Israeli study has just been released and you won't believe what it found.
Do you hear it? Can you hear the screaming agony? Well, of course not. It's coming from the grass. But according to researchers at Tel Aviv University, the grass is screaming, in a manner of speaking. And the plants nearby, maybe even some animals and insects, can probably hear it. A new study reveals that some plants emit ultrasonic clicks inaudible to the human ear when under life-threatening stress. And authors say that these findings can totally alter the way we think about the plant kingdom, which has been considered nearly silent until now. In fact, the results suggest that we can now learn a lot about the plant's condition by its sound, like whether or not it needs water or is otherwise stressed for some reason. So how was this discovery made? Well, previous studies show how plants can respond to stress by changing color, smell, and shape. So the researchers at TAU thought maybe plants can make audible ultrasonic sounds too, and the results look tremendous. Choosing tobacco and tomatoes to study, the researchers allege that not only do the stressed plants emit more sound, they emit particular sounds based on the specific threats, meaning that interpreting these sounds can lead to better maintenance of plant health. All that said, though, the study is new and has yet to be published in a journal. It also has yet to be certified by peer review, so at least for now, it looks like we can keep eating our salads and vegetables guilt-free.
Did you know there happens to be a monkey forest located in the Lower Galilee region that is an unbelievable sanctuary and protection center for animals since 1970? Well, Natasha and I got the chance to go explore, and it was an experience like never before.
Humans are destroying the natural habitats of monkeys. About 60% of monkeys are threatened with extinction, and 75% have declining populations. Logging, mining, hunting, the illegal pet trade, these are all factors that are contributing to the loss of the monkey's natural habitat. But one Israeli monkey sanctuary is on a mission to not only save some of these monkeys, but change how humans interact with them.
All I want to do is hug all of these monkeys and love them. Oh, shalom, kin. The Yodfat Monkey Sanctuary has 5 different types of monkeys, and I'm so excited to meet
No,
them.
girl, no.
Oh, la, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
This is Natasha's biggest dream, to watch me freak out. This is her life goal, to watch me have an anxiety attack.
Yeah.
Just keep in mind that they're cute. They're cute. They're
I'm
cute.
crying from laughing. You're crying from suffering.
Where are they going? Where are they? Are they on my head?
Oh my god, look.
That's not you.
Come here.
You got it. We walk.
This is the best day of my life. Wait. Ah! We had a bit of a monkey scandal take place over here.
Oh, Noonies.
Okay.
They're so cute from a distance.
All right. So, monkeys and apes.
Since the 1970s, the sanctuary has been rescuing and rehabilitating wild monkeys. Visitors can interact with squirrel monkeys, ganon monkeys, macaque monkeys, lemurs, and capuchin monkeys up close, even if they're not exactly fans of wildlife.
I'm fully crying. Go away immediately.
Hi, baby.
Go away.
For 5 shekels, you can buy live maggots to feed the monkey squirrels.
There are maggots in here?
Yes.
There you go.
So as much as I want to pet this little monkey, I unfortunately cannot because he is a wild animal, and part of conserving wildlife is not attempting to domesticate every wild animal that we see. So I love you,
I'm not crying.
but I can't hug you in the way that I want to.
Every single one of the monkeys at the Yodfat sanctuary have been rescued from dire situations.
All of the monkeys are from Israel. Some of them are from a farm that used to breed them for experiment. Now the problem is that these monkeys doesn't have trust in humans because all their lives they were really treated bad.
Other monkeys have been removed from petting zoos where they weren't living in proper conditions. At Yodfat, workers must figure out how to help the creatures readjust and recover.
Most of our work, first of all, is observing. We develop the habitats of the monkeys by the needs of the monkeys. We don't know until we really are connected to animals how much feelings, emotion, communication, and intelligence they have.
And a huge part of the sanctuary's work is to teach visitors how to have compassion for the animals.
It's funny that she feels comfortable to just sit on me like this. Why is
They are
that?
full of trust. I think this planet that we are living in, it's for all of us. As humans, it's our responsibility to live in respect with everything that surrounds us. We are the same, even though we look a little bit different.
I love you, באמת.
Thank you. תודה רבה. Thank you.
Now, a group of Israeli commanders have just achieved a major feat. They've helped one of their colleagues, a 20-year-old border police officer, gain Israeli citizenship. Something she didn't have even though she's lived here since the day she was born. ILTV's Shanna Fold has the story.
Every time she heard a knock at the door, she feared it was the end of her happy family. When she was 14, her father was deported back to Thailand when his working visa for Israel expired. And though she had a temporary resident status, Jemaisa Yael Buntang never had what her colleagues and friends had: citizenship. Buntang was born to a Thai father and Filipina mother, who were both in Israel for work. Buntang's mother, Maria, cares for an elderly woman during the day, who she says feels like a grandmother, and thanks to her advocacy, the Buntang family still lives in Israel. But just over a year ago, Buntang's Filipino passport expired, and that's when Operation Israeli Buntang began. You see, the 20-year-old went through Israeli schooling and, like her peers, moved on to the Israeli army where she works in the border police. So they found out that Buntang didn't have her citizenship yet, and her commanding officer, Uri Levy, appealed to the Population and Immigration Authority along with other commanders from her unit. And just a year later, the request was approved. Buntang pledged her allegiance in a naturalization ceremony at the Interior Ministry in Jerusalem, declaring loyalty to the State of Israel while she accepted her ID card. Buntang's officers say the citizenship is truly a special thing and that they are happy to have had the privilege of making her into not only a fine soldier, but a bona fide Israeli. Buntang's mother and 16-year-old sister, however, still have a temporary residence status, which does give them privileges of unemployment benefits and health care in addition to the right to work lawfully. But voting rights and select other benefits are not afforded. The Filipino embassy in Israel estimates 31,000 Filipinos are legally working and living in Israel among the country's most populated cities like Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, and Haifa. Just months ago, the country erupted in protests following arrests and deportations of foreign workers who had overstayed their visas. Many come to Israel to support senior citizens and then have children of their own who grow up with Hebrew as their mother tongue. Advocates say after decades of serving Jews and Israelis, especially the elderly, the government should be compassionate and let the children grow up in Israel where they have a better future than their parents' home countries, which are foreign to them.
Most industries have had a revamp with the technological revolution, except for liquor production. That process has been distilling for over 150 years. And it finally might be getting a reboot thanks to an Israeli startup who says they can make whiskey in a matter of weeks. Take a look at this.
When it comes to liquor, age is everything. But now an Israeli startup called Verstil is changing the game with modern technology. You see, whiskey is 40% alcohol, 59% water, and 1% acid, esters, and other molecules. And that 1% is what creates the complexity, flavor, and scent of whiskey. Verstil uses a molecular distillery to change the reaction of elements and flavors within the barrel. And they use something they call hyper-aging technology to accelerate those natural reactions. The product won the company first place at the Fresh Start Food Tech Incubator Challenge in September. And because whiskey making is considered an art form by those in the business, introducing technology to the process has been considered taboo. But the founders of Verstil say experts can tell the difference in the quality of the whiskey, and the advancement could bring down the cost of a bottle by half the price.
Make your way into Sorona's historic Templar Tunnel and you'll find the Whiskey Bar and Museum, which is one of the largest complexes of its kind anywhere in the world, combining perfectly a bar, a restaurant, and a whiskey museum in just one unique location. Make your way into Sorona's Temple Tunnel and you'll find the Whiskey Bar and Museum. Oh, I love that. One of the largest complexes of its kind in the world. This you can give me. A bar, a restaurant, and a whiskey museum in just one unique location. Pure whiskey. When you give me pure whiskey, I have a little bit of a hard time.
Of course, some of the whiskeys are very unique and the expressions are very rare. For people that are having a hard time with straight whiskey, we have amazing whiskey cocktails. We're the 5th largest whiskey bar in the world. Our version of pina colada without whipped cream.
I love it. Love it.
We have more than 1,000 different expressions.
This is like a dessert.
Every guest that wants to know certain information about a whiskey, we'll teach him the whiskey making process and specifically details about the whiskey that he wants to drink.
I love this. The walls are lined with over 1,000 whiskey varieties, hailing from an extremely wide range of countries.
Enjoy.
From Scotland and Ireland, Hong Kong, and India. And the absolute best part about it, all of the bottles are available to taste and buy. Come help me eat. Me and all my dishes.
We try to bring the Israeli society a little bit closer to whiskey.
As per usual.
And explain what's the correct way to drink whiskey.
I get fed an excessive amount of food.
We think that whiskey should be consumed on the rocks in an old-fashioned glass, but Belvini 12 double wood. Actually, the proper way for a connoisseur to drink whiskey is in a Glencairn glass, Scotch single malt. It basically allows us to feel the aroma in a proper way. 12 years old. The proper way is actually to put the glass this way, and then we just put our nose close to the glass. Sides. Fruity flavors. Don't put your nose inside. Vanilla. Located in the upper part of the glass, and you feel that fruity aroma.
Yeah.
Quite an elegant.
You can smell this whiskey.
Yeah. And a very smooth, nice whiskey.
You know I can't drink whiskey, right? Do you have to drink whiskey in order to come to the whiskey bar and museum? Like,
Not at all. We offer quite big variety of wines, whiskey-based cocktails,
okay.
beers, and of course, excellent food menu.
Is it food that you can say complements the whiskey? How does it work?
We cannot serve good whiskey with bad food.
Okay.
So it's really high quality food.
Nothing I love more than this.
We serve meat, we serve fish, very, very nice dishes that actually complements the whiskey. And sometimes we can even pair you a whiskey for a dish.
When I think of whiskey, I'm thinking of an older crowd.
Part of the place is the ability to show the younger crowd the beauty in whiskey. By serving someone a very good whiskey cocktail, you get him closer to whiskey specifically.
Either way, cheers. Okay.
That's slightly strong, be careful. But...
I already got drunk before I even tasted it. I like smelled it and I was like, whew. Am I supposed to drink this one now?
Yes, this one is Balvenie Caribbean cask, aged for a short period of time in a rum barrel.
Short period of time, 14 years.
Try adding, for example, 5 drops of water.
You can almost smell it better when you dilute it with water.
Every guest in the Whiskey Bar and Museum, he'll get a dropper. When you add a few drops of water in the whiskey, it actually inserts oxygen and opens up the aromas and flavors.
And what about this location?
It's actually a Templars tunnel. It was built 140 years ago by the German Templars. Wow. We were actually not allowed to touch the walls. It used to be a wine cellar 140 years ago.
You can tell. You can get the vibe of a wine cellar here. You feel the ambience when you walk in here where it's like you feel like you're in an ancient place.
Who would think that in Tel Aviv you would find the biggest whiskey bar in the Middle East, along with nightclubs and cocktail bars and amazing restaurants that are located in such a small city that offers so much more than you think.
Now that we got to explore all the wonders of the whiskey bar and museum, we're off to the tasting room. That's all for today's Good Week Israel. Hope we've helped you start your week off with a smile. I'm Emmanuel Kadosh. See you next week.